A murder investigation leads to a secret stash of sex tapes.
These victims may have been recorded without their knowledge.
A former Pasco police officer suspected of killing a Spokane prostitute could also now be charged with voyeurism for allegedly making sex tapes. Spokane police say Richard Aguirre made recordings of his sexual encounters with women who were unaware a camera was rolling. Detectives discovered those sex tapes while searching for evidence in the murder of Ruby Doss as she worked as a Sprague Avenue prostitute back in 1986. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey working for you tonight with an exclusive interview with Aguirre's lawyer. And Jeff, the attorney still maintains his client's innocent.
Nadine, he says this is purely a circumstantial case, and even though Aguirre's DNA was found at the murder scene, that doesn't necessarily mean he's the person who killed Miss Doss. Spokane police, however, think Aguirre has been sexually abusing women for years. Former Pasco police officer Richard Aguirre made his first appearance in court today for a murder he allegedly committed here in Spokane 29 years ago. When police discovered Ruby Doss's body in this industrial park north of Sprague Avenue, they also found a used condom. But it wasn't until earlier this year that investigators learned the DNA inside belonged to Aguirre.
Yes, there's a condom there. Yes, it has its DNA, his DNA in it, and that really is the extent of any direct evidence that he was even around Miss Doss.
In April, after Aguirre was named a suspect in Doss's murder, an old drinking buddy told detectives they had frequented prostitutes here along Sprague Avenue. He also said that Aguirre admitted choking a woman and hitting her in the head, but left her very much alive.
And my client has admitted from the get-go that it's very likely that he knew Miss Doss. It's very likely he had relations with Miss Doss. We've never said anything other than that, but that's where this case ends with Rich Aguirre.
However, Spokane police think Aguirre may be responsible for a lot of sexually motivated crimes, and that those sex tapes they found in Aguirre's home include incidents of women being raped.
There are multiple unidentified victims that have been recorded during sex acts that we are trying to identify as potential victims. These victims may have been recorded without their knowledge.
Aguirre's attorney says the sex tape allegations were made to make a judge reluctant to lower his client's bond.
I'm suspect with the timing. You know, their timing has been suspect in both their press conferences. This one they hold it the morning before a bail reduction hearing when, I assume they've had this information for a period of time.
Nadine, Spokane police say they are making those sex tape allegations public now because they are hoping to identify some of the women in these videos so they can file additional charges against Aguirre.
And Jeff, Spokane police think Aguirre could be responsible for other crimes too?
At this point, they are trying to see if he is linked to any unsolved murders or sexual assaults in our area, and now they are hoping that Aguirre is locked up inside the Spokane County Jail on a $500,000 bond. Those victims may be more ready to come forward and say what they know. Reporting live at the courthouse, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.